God dog it! You know what time it is! You know what time it is! Sports. We love sports. You love sports, and this is the Highest Take Podcast. How the hell are you guys this week? Coming with new energy.
Bro, I wasn't even ready for that.
Sports. We're talking sports. We're talking basketball. And basketball, dude. That's what's on our minds this week because somebody is back in Memphis. He has finally graced coming with new energy.
Bro, I wasn't even ready for that.
Sports. We're talking sports. We're talking basketball. And basketball, dude. That's what's on our minds this week because somebody is back in Memphis. He has finally graced the courts.
The GOAT.
He's blessed us with his presence. We got his jersey. We got
O.J.
his
Mayo.
shoes, bro. We got his shoes. O.J. Mayo is back in Memphis right now. No, Ja Morant is playing basketball for the Grizzlies again. He went on the road, reminded everybody who the fuck he was, and that the Pelicans suck ass. I don't care where they are on the
You ever thought
standings.
about that, though? Speaking of O.J. Mayo.
What?
You ever thought about that?
You just gonna cut me in the middle? You hear all?
No, dude, I'm sorry.
I'm tired.
I'm
I was about
sorry,
to get a TV deal right there.
sorry, bro.
Okay, what's up?
It's
OJ?
that, y'all know how excited and how much we loved O.J. Mayo.
Yeah.
And then how small Ja Morant makes O.J. Mayo.
O.J. Mayo sitting now, yes. Because, dude, we've been reminded very quickly, that Ja Morant is not only an important part of the Memphis Grizzlies, but he is one of the most prolific basketball players in the NBA right now. He immediately changes your whole dynamic to a team. Legit, one of the worst teams in the NBA as of, 3 games ago. And immediately after joining the Grizzlies, they look completely different. I don't know many guys on the NBA. Bogdanovich doesn't make the Pistons look any better, I can tell you that much. I don't know many players that are immediately going to impact a franchise like Ja Morant.
I love how he
stop leaving his name out of your mouths when you're talking about the most impactful players in the NBA.
I love how he came out before the game and said that he wasn't going to try to do anything special.
And dude,
It just happens when he's on the court.
A chance to win it in his return. Here goes Morant. He spins. Morant scores. And the timer.
Exactly. As talented as a player as he is and what he brings to the Grizzlies, that wasn't like out of his bag. You know what I'm saying? Like scoring 14 points in the fourth quarter against the Pelicans and hitting the game winner, that's just a part of his game. That's not special. That's just what he does.
Speaking of that is
Man, that
so
one felt
funny.
good. That one felt really nice. At first, though, I was a little pissed during that game. That second quarter, lowest scoring quarter for the Grizzlies this season, I was like, dude, it doesn't even matter. We suck. But I also had to talk myself out of that because we had one of our best defense quarters in that second quarter. We held the Pelicans to their lowest scoring quarter of their year as well in that second quarter. So that's another thing. Not only is Ja Morant impacted the offense immediately, the defense. I think his defense is just as good as his offense right now. I mean, like, dude, he was making reads on Zion that was like kind of embarrassing for him.
How hard is it, do you think, for Memphis to come back from where they're at right now?
That's what I want to talk about. Is there a chance? I'm glad you brought that up. Is there a chance? Let's bring up the standings, Levi, if you don't mind, for NBA, because I believe they're 11 games back total.
It's 9
now.
I think 9.
7-16, 6-8, and
Right.
I think it's 9 or 10.
conference.
Because we can all agree, though, on this, that there's a chance for the Grizzlies to be back, I think, because the West is not fantastic. It's not. You have...
Yeah, we're 13 games back from first.
Right. But...
We're 6 games back from play-in.
But you have a really weak West right now. T-Wolves are on top, guys. It's a different West this year. You have Suns and Lakers who are both play-in teams. Golden State is out of the running right now, and they just lost Draymond for who knows when. We'll get to that later.
I wouldn't talk too bad about T-Wolves. T-Wolves are so nasty at home right now.
And we're going to talk about power rankings later. My point is, though, that if the T-Wolves are on top, dude, there's a lot of weird things going on in the West because you have mainstays in the NBA. You have one that's outside the play-in, and you have 2 that are in the play-in. Your like premier teams 2 years ago right now are struggling to be in playoff contentions. I'm just saying that there's a little bit more. It's open right now. I think the 1 through 7 in the West is not locked in, not even close. I think it will change dramatically before the end of the season. So I think the Grizzlies have a chance there. Is it going to be tough?
It's so tough.
Yes. How many games back are they away from play-in?
6.
6 games out from play-in right now.
We've got to play at home like we did 2 years ago.
Yeah, you cannot lose home games.
Yeah.
But right now, I think you're right. I think if the Grizzlies are really like, are we going to make a run for it? Are we going to try to? I think
if you make a run, you got to be dominant at home.
I think we definitely make the play-in.
I think so.
We can.
I think we easily make the play-in.
Yeah, I think New Orleans is going to start struggling a lot more because they did not look good in that Grizz game. Everybody saw that, and I think the Rockets probably have a potential to fall off.
My main thing with Grizzlies though is it's so dangerous with how much it impacted us that John Morant was out. Just one player just hurt us that much. But another thing, I love Jenkins to death, but Bain should have been running the point the whole time Ja was out, and he wasn't. And then he was still trying to play his guard position, and we couldn't move the ball for shit. And that's why we're 6 games back from the play.
Because you had D Rose running the facilitator position a lot, and he just doesn't have that in him anymore.
He doesn't.
And that's not anything against D Rose. I'm not saying that. Like, I'm just saying he's playing a different type of basketball now that he can't be running 25 minutes.
We don't have a player that's going to fill in for
No.
Ja.
So
We got Marcus Smart for defense. We got D Rose just for, for the hell of it, pretty much.
Right.
Just because that's morale for Memphis. But, we don't really have a facilitating slasher point guard in that position other than Ja Morant. And the closest person to that is Desmond Bain.
Right. I think Desmond showed that he can be, when he's put in the right position, he can be a number one guy for a team.
And at times, Desmond Bain is a better facilitator than Ja Morant is. It just depends on the game.
Yep. I think I also shout out Vince Williams though.
Yeah, he's been balling.
I think that guy has been a difference maker for the Grizz. I think that's what kept us from totally spiraling down. I like him a lot. He plays really good defense. So I don't know.
Jaren's been balling.
I think Jaren's been playing fantastic. Dude,
Yes.
The game I went to, the Dallas game, he was draining threes. I was like, this dude's a shooter, bro. He's a shooter. Somebody get the scopes out, dude. I don't know.
I think we got to keep playing Biombo too.
Yeah, I think Bismack's done the phenomenal. Like we talked about it before he got picked up, dude. Before he was on a couch when we called him. The prior years of him playing before he got the call from Grizzlies, he'd been playing like 17 minutes a game.
Yeah, but who is more ready to play and show out than the person that's waited
Sitting on the
this long
couch.
for it?
Yeah, sitting on the couch. Yep. If you're signing a contract that quick from the couch, you wanted to play.
Yeah.
You were disappointed that you didn't get a contract, and like for him,
I'd sign him for another year after this.
Yeah, he's gonna be cheap.
He's got to be happy to be on the Grizzlies too. He's been on a lot of bad teams.
Right.
Yeah,
and second off, and that's what's weird about talking about the Grizzlies right now. Speaking of them being not a bad, Biombo playing for a not bad team, everybody has to have a weird vocabulary when talking about them, because you have to be like, yeah, we all know that the record shows it, but this is a good basketball team. Because are they going to make a run in the playoffs? No.
We
Because
haven't been healthy at all.
you cannot make a run without Steven Adams. You can't make it without Brandon Clark. I'm sorry to all the Grizzlies fans. I'm not saying that we're not going to be competitive. I'm not saying that they're not going to spark some chances here. But Brandon Clark and Steven Adams being out is just detrimental. It's literally a detriment.
Which I want to talk about. I want to talk about Steven Adams at some point.
That's not even.
too.
We haven't even seen the full lineup yet for this year, though. We still got Luke Kennard and Marcus Smart out.
Yep.
That's going to be huge.
I think you're going to see a different Grizzlies here in the second half of the season. I think they're going to be competitive, but Steven Adams being out, that's the one dude. It is a nail, dude, in the team. And it sucks that, oh damn, you put a lot of fucking investment in that position and it didn't pan out, and then you're sitting here with Bismack Biyombo, which, like we said, did a great job, but damn, you don't want to be there to have.
Well, that just proves our main target in this year's coming draft is a center.
Yeah.
Is a 100% a center.
That you don't have to pay a lot. That has a huge upside. Get a guy that's got huge upside. Let Steven Adams be on the team in our season. Whatever. Doesn't matter. I don't mind him staying for another year or two. But let's have somebody already ready that we're not paying a shit ton of money to. You already have a shooting guard. You already have a point guard. You already have the 4. Get you a 5 off the draft. Keep signing 3s. You can get shooting guards, dude.
Yeah.
You really can. Or an extra forward. You can.
Right. I've said it for the longest time. I'm pretty sure I've said it multiple times on this cast. It is dumb for NBA teams to only carry one center, one reliable center on their bench.
I agree.
Because when they go down, what do? Like Jaren Jackson doesn't have the weight or the rebounding abilities. He does have the rebounding abilities, but he tries to go for blocks.
Right.
And that's not good for the center position.
Yeah, because I know, and this is this goes to show proof that, I like the fast 5 off the bench. I think it's a great idea. I think it gives yourself, another side of your game. But, And you can do it with we got Steven Adams. He's tough. He rarely gets out for season, but then it happens.
Yeah, like I want to
And
see
now
our
you're sitting here
before Bismack came. I want to see our offensive rebound stats.
It's always bad.
There's shit.
We're having trouble rebounding right
Our
now.
rebounding in general, it's not just
not very
No,
good.
I'm not. I know it's generally in a whole bad, but our
But it went up a lot just because we got a center on the court.
100%.
Dude, we didn't have a center on the court. We couldn't run pick and rolls. It was crazy. But I think things are about to start paying back out for the Grizz. I think we're gonna be okay. But dude, there's two teams that make it just fine to be a Grizzlies fan, and that is the Detroit Pistons. What the fuck are y'all doing? And and San Antonio Spurs. It's crazy. It's
tough.
insane, dude. I'm watching
tough.
it, and I'm as a fan of these two teams. What are you thinking tonight? Where are you going to sleep and being
Yeah.
it's gonna be all right,
Dude, it's
the
gonna
Grizzlies,
suck.
at least we have all right, when this guy gets back, we'll be fine. We'll get.
bro, it's wild. You have 2 home wins and 2 away
Yeah.
wins. It's insane.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. My missus, I don't want to give her too much credit. Hopefully, she doesn't listen to this part of the podcast. She brought up 2 good points about these teams. You have Monty Williams at the Pistons. He's the second highest paid coach in the NBA. I think he makes around $13 million a year. He has 2 wins in the season. He has the worst team in the NBA. The second, the most, or the highest paid coach right now in the NBA is Greg Popovich. He has the second worst team in the NBA who's won 4 games. He gets paid $16 million a year.
Yeah.
Now, I know Monty, listen, I'll give him a little bit of slide. He's first-year coach. It's first time at the helm.
Pistons are going to be good, though.
Yes. But I think Pop, dude, it's hard to tell. Is there a plan there? Is he working on something? Or is this just me? Is this just a mistake being accumulated?
Spurs definitely have the talent there.
Yeah, they just got Wembanyama. They just got literally the specimen of the league.
Well, they're trying to do. I think the way he's running that team is a little weird. Like his whole, because they got Sochan or whatever. They got him running the point. He's a power forward, small forward, and they got him running the point.
That's a good point because Bleacher Report did a story about that.
They don't have a true point. I mean, they have one, but he's not running. He's not starting.
The most effective 5 the Spurs have put out on the court this year for a couple games has not seen the court again. I can't remember what the 5 they had going at one time, but Bleacher Report did a whole article about it that they were running a certain 5 that was efficiency rating was 17 points better than any other 5 they'd put out there. And after those 2 games, they have not seen the court together again.
It had to be Trey Jones playing point because that's the best for me that I see from them. And then they probably had Zach Collins at the 4.
Reading the Pistons lineup every night though is insane. Just reading it, just being who's starting for the Pistons?
I love the Pistons team. I love their team.
Yeah, but they have 2 wins.
I love their team. I like their players. Kay Cunningham.
Yeah, but they have 2 wins.
I like All-Star Thompson. I like Bogdanovich. He's a good shooter.
I like him, dude. I like
Jalen Duren. He should be a Grizzly.
But I don't like 2 wins.
I don't like it either. It's
It's tough.
Dude, Detroit's already got enough going on.
It doesn't make sense to me why they're
Detroit's
so bad.
already got enough going on there.
Yeah, Detroit should have way more wins. I don't understand why they're that
Crazy, dude. It's literally shocking to see. On this, to look on the NBA standings, just we're looking at them right now. You're scrolling through all the teams. You got guys 21 wins, whatever, and then you got at the very bottom. You're just looking at 2 and 26, and it's whoo, brothers.
bad. It's insane, but they have a really good team. I'm telling you, they have a really good, their players are really good. I'm telling you,
they're 2 and 26.
They're
Dalton.
also a really young team with a new coach.
They're paying $13 million a year, and they're 2 and 26.
Their average age and their starting lineup. Bogdanovich is going to bring that up. Before Bogdanovich came back, it was probably 22, 23.
The Grizzlies, the Grizzlies at one time had the youngest NBA team in the league, were making playoffs.
Dude, they have two 19-year-olds playing starting. No. But they have a future. Is what I'm saying. Essentially, they have.
It's bleak,
Yes.
brother. Their winning percentage has a 0 in the first.
They have two 19-year-olds in their starting lineup.
Whatever, dude. I don't know. I think that they're going to, even if they already had the talent, even if they have the coaching hire, they think that's right. They're going to blow it up.
Yeah, they can
have
come
to.
back. There's 19 and a half games back.
No, I don't think they'll make the playoffs.
They're fine.
Obviously,
They're fine.
Obviously, they
19
won't
and a half
make it
games
this year. I
back.
don't think, but they could.
Prayer, T's and P's, boys. T's and P's for the Pistons, for the city of Detroit. At least they got the Lions. Levi's team, the Lions, they're doing all right.
25
But thoughts and
is
prayers
crazy.
for the Detroit Pistons and their fans, dude.
I will say the East though, their playing teams are trash.
Yeah, their playing teams are garbage.
Trash.
Cavaliers, Pacers, Nets, and Hawks.
Yep.
It's whoo, this gonna be a battle.
Well, all of those teams are some of the high-scoring teams in the league.
Yeah, I think I
Three
think
of
I
them
think
have
the
a
Cavs
losing
are pretty
record.
good.
Yeah, and look at the scoring in the league. They're
I think.
all top.
Look, I
Evidently,
think,
they're. I mean, I know that they can score. Their defense is shit though.
look, we'll jump right into it because right before the Christmas break here, Bleacher Report has put out a power ranking of their 30 teams. At the very bottom, I think they either have the Spurs or the Pistons. They got Pistons. I don't really want to talk about the bottom ones. Who cares? There's a bunch of teams that are literally mediocre. So mediocre this year. The NBA is kind of weak right now. I think there is only one juggernaut right now, and it's not.
Jamie, zoom out just a
and
tad.
it's not even like I say that there's one juggernaut right now in the NBA, but they are weak. They've shown weakness, and right now it's the Boston Celtics, and that's not a super strong NBA team. They lost a game to the Warriors after being up 17 in the third quarter with like 2 minutes left in the third, and they dropped it. So they're very beatable. They're very beatable. Right now, the Bleacher Report's power ranking has their 5 being number 1, the Celtics, number 2, 76ers, number 3, T-Wolves, number 4, Bucks, and number 5, the Nuggets. And I think I agree with that top 5. I don't know if I have them in the same order. I think I have Nuggets above Bucks in my head right now. I do. But I think that is the 5 right now in the NBA. I think the Bleacher Report has it right. I think that is the strongest 5 in the NBA right now.
I think the Magic is a really dangerous team because they're the best defensive team in the league. I think the Magic are one of the most dangerous teams because of their defense.
Yeah.
They beat the absolute hell out of the Pacers.
Mm-hmm.
The Pacers are the best offense in the league. They beat them by like what, 30?
Right. Would you have the Magic as your sleeper right now this year?
They're a sleeper, yes. They're
Yes.
probably my sleeper team but not like I don't think they'll make a title just
Yeah.
because their offense isn't all there yet.
Do you
Plus,
agree-
but they haven't been healthy. They don't have one of their number
Right.
one players. Wendell Carter's been hurt all year.
Well, let's go through the top 5. Let's look at the reasoning that they have.
Fultz.
Yeah, they have Markel Fultz, who's finally just looks like a good basketball player.
But he's been hurt.
Yeah.
Him and Carter both been hurt, 2 of their best players.
So Celtics are at number 1 right now. Like I said, I think they are the juggernaut right now in the NBA. They're the top dog. I think out of everybody, they've shown to be the most well-rounded basketball team. Like I said, they have some weaknesses in them. If the 3 line gets hot for a team, but that's like for any basketball team, you're going to lose. That's what happened with Golden State. Number 2, they have 76ers. I have one word for you or one name for you that makes this team to be in the best and second best NBA right now, and that's Embiid.
Oh yeah.
Embiid is
Embiid,
playing
right.
fantastic basketball. He has 843 points, 819 minutes. He's averaging
He's
more
going
points
pretty
than
big
minutes.
again.
Absolutely. His free throw shooting is fantastic right now. He went 17 for 18 the other night against the T-Wolves, and they beat the T-Wolves. I think they've added they just added guys that like around 76ers that just like are locked in and like just want to play basketball. And I think Pat Bev is like the best example of that. I think like that 76ers have done a good job getting everyone, the people that are on that team right now want to win basketball games. So they do not care about their contracts. They do.
Yeah,
But
Embiid's one of those players that if you took him out, the Sixers aren't good.
no, you're absolutely right. But as long as he's on the court busting 40 to 50 points a game, they're going to be the second best team in the NBA. And some nights they might be the best, in all honesty. We have T-Wolves at number 3. They have the best defense in the league statistically, and I think if you're just looking at them playing basketball, that's definitely the best. That's the best defense in the league.
There's another team I think should be maybe could be in the top 5 is the Kings.
You think Kings?
I think
I like
Kings.
Kings. I like Kings this year.
A healthy Kings team is crack.
And that's why this is just right. This Power 5 that Bleacher Report, that's just like as the NBA is right now.
Yeah.
This is their Power 5. But they have T-Wolves on there mainly because of their defense. Their defense is the best. It's the best in the league right now. And I think the other quality that T-Wolves have is they're really good at bouncing back from losses. They're the only NBA team still to not. They haven't lost 2 back-to-back games. They're really good at bouncing back from low, or especially like road losses, and then winning another game on the road, which we've all seen in the NBA. Like you can lose in the playoffs just because you're not good from bouncing back from losses. Like you just you snowball losses, and I think the T-Wolves are pretty resilient to that this year. So I don't know if they'll be the top of the West all year though. That's the only thing with them.
No.
I don't think they will be. I think some teams are going to come up on their ass. I think there's a couple. I think the Grizzlies are just going to give them a tough time too. We played the T-Wolves pretty well. That's going to be a fun game to watch with Ja being back. They have Bucks at number 4. This is my only distribute. Like I'm a little bit in between. I think the Nuggets might be better than the Bucks.
Yeah.
But the Bucks are getting better and better. The Giannis and Lillard
Yeah.
duo is finally clicking.
And the Nuggets haven't been healthy either.
Right. And the Nuggets haven't been healthy. You're right. But Because the team, dude, at the beginning of this year when the Bucks first started off, they were like what 5-6, something like that, with Giannis and Lillard duo, and it just didn't look like it was going to click.
Yeah, and they had it's all health issues. There's a bunch of health
Yeah.
issues.
But I think that duo between Lillard and Giannis is only going to get better. And I think eventually by the end of the season they're going to be very good together. I think they're finally on the same page, and that kind of made sense that was going to be a little awkward because they like the Bucks have been playing pretty much the same starting five for like. However, the key players have been the same for such a long time. Throwing Lillard in the mix, I think, was going to be awkward no matter what.
Yeah, they switched up a little bit.
Yeah.
They lost a couple.
Then you have Nuggets at number 5 for Bleacher Report. Now, I agree with them. I think the secret to the Nuggets' success is Peyton Watson.
Yeah, great defense.
I think Peyton Watson
Elite defense.
being a guy that they can finally rely on when Jokic is not on the court makes them so much better. Because, dude, before this whole Nuggets finals win, if Jokic wasn't on the floor, they got killed.
Mm-hmm.
Since, like, what? I think the Bleacher Report says something about, since the 2021 season, if Jokic was not on the court, the Nuggets suck.
Yeah, he's probably their best defender.
Yeah, and I think Peyton Watson, I don't think it's going to stay. I don't think he's going to stay at this rate. And he might. Dude, if he does, that's awesome. I don't know if he can. I don't know if he can withstand, like, or what am I trying to say? I don't know if this is like consistent. And he's going to stay as consistent as he is right now.
He could easily move in and take Caldwell Pope's spot.
Yeah, but I think they want somebody that can play
off the bench.
I think they
but
need
Caldwell
the bench.
Pope, him and Caldwell Pope kind of have a similar
Yeah, and
game.
Pope
He's just a
could do the same
bigger.
job.
He's a bigger frame and
Yeah.
probably a little better because he's bigger and he's more athletic than Caldwell Pope.
But as of right now in the NBA, I think I agree with Bleacher Report. I think this is the best 5 as of right now. I think things can change. We've already said that, there's a ton of teams around the league that are dealing with a lot of health issues, and that's really why the NBA looks as weak as it does right now. There's just not as many strong teams because everybody has a big name player right now on their bench that's hurt. I mean, I think that's just all over the league. Grizzlies are some of them. Magic is one of them. Who else? You have Golden State losing Draymond. You have Lakers missing anybody?
LeBron and
LeBron,
AD
yeah,
both been hurt.
yeah. So I think you're going to see a different, especially in the West. I think the East is going to stay the same. I think Celtics and 76ers are the 2 best teams in the East. I think if you're a betting man like us 3, I think those are 2 good options to pick for the NBA Finals this year. As of right now, I think the West is going to get a little stronger though by the end of the season.
I definitely have the Celtics.
You have Celtics right now.
I definitely do.
Dave?
I mean, I think the Celtics are the best team, but they could also choke in the playoffs.
Do you have a favorite right now for NBA Finals for the boys? Put the money for the dogs. Put the money on.
No, not really. Not 100%. I mean, I like the Celtics, but I kind of see them kind of like Dallas Cowboys in the playoffs. They kind of, I mean, even though they have one of the best teams and the best shots, past couple of years they've choked.
That finals choke last year.
Yeah.
There's no way it's not on their mind.
No.
I think the Knicks are probably the most overrated team in the top 10 for sure.
Yeah, and that's because they have the money. They're always going to be. Everybody's always going to have eyes on Knicks because they have so much fucking money.
They have the talent. It's just because they have shooters, and I mean, if they stay healthy, Mitchell Robinson's been hurt for them, but if they can get healthy, I think
Lasting
they'll be all right,
wise, if Embiid stays healthy, I've got my money on the Sixers.
Yeah. I like the Sixers a lot, and you're right. If Embiid stays healthy, like I said, they are the best team in the NBA some nights with Embiid. I think Heat on Bleacher Report's power ranking have jumped from 15 to 8. I think they're playing really good basketball. I think they're a sleeper too, like the Magic.
Hero is huge coming back.
Yes, but I think the Heat still have potential to be they're not. I'm a little suspicious about them staying consistent in this rate. I feel like they're catching a little bit of a burner because of Hero being back, but I don't know if that's going to stay. I don't know if that's going to pan out all the way. Clippers playing some okay basketball, number 7 on their power ranking.
They're playing team basketball for once.
Yeah, I like Kawhi. Kawhi seems like fully settled in that
Yeah, they're
position.
getting better. Kawhi's gotten better.
Yep. Well, dude, also
James Harden's gotten better.
I was about to
too.
say.
James Harden's gotten better.
Harden's gotten a lot of hate recently.
He went for like 35 and 11 the other night.
Harden's gotten a lot of hate recently. And like hate for like his personal life, but people like have immediately transferred to being like, Duke sucks now. It's like,
Well, it could still. You can't say it's not because he does jinx a lot of things on a lot of teams he goes to.
yeah.
He is who was it that said? I can't remember which player it was. I want to say it was. I know it wasn't, but I want to say it was like. I don't even know who it was. It was one of the big guys.
I'll put it up.
he just said he was talking to James Harden about how he's a poison. It's an older guy. One of the
I know what you're talking about.
I want to say it was on TNT, but I could be wrong.
Try and find it when we
Yeah.
leave tonight. I'll try and find it. I'll put it in the video.
Yeah, he was just talking about how James Harden's a poison to every
Yeah.
team he goes to. And
Okay, I have one more thing I want to talk about before we cut off tonight. A little bit of college football, real quick, because this episode will come out right before it. Do we have a favorite to win the NCAA championship?
Alabama.
Alabama Crimson Tide. I think that team is dangerous. I think Nick Saban is like
He's out to prove
he
something.
knows it's about to be the end because I think a lot of people have heard rumors about him leaving. I think he is dialed in to a level that in interviews recently, he's just looked like he's like when they're asking about Michigan, he's like, I'm not even worried about it.
Michigan's
You
Michigan's
want to
a
know
broken
why
team
I
right
say
now.
Alabama? Because if you go to the videos of each team reacting, who they're playing, Alabama, all they did was sit there and clap. They didn't make any facial expressions. They didn't do anything.
They don't care.
And then you had Michigan moaning and groaning
Yep.
the whole way. If I was Jim Harbaugh, I would fucking rail that team
Yep.
a new asshole.
Yeah, because you got because Michigan has the stats this season to be confident going into this game. I'm not saying
Yeah,
they
drop-
are better than Alabama. I'm just
I mean,
saying
I know
that-
it's an old clip, but drop that clip
Yeah.
here. That's sad.
Yeah, because you have you have a team that you've played a great football season. Michigan's played a fantastic football season, regardless of all the rumors. Still getting a lot of comments of people being like, "They're not cheating." Crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Insane.
But y'all still
That's
commenting on those
insane.
videos, being like, "I don't see anything wrong with
yes.
this."
All right.
Whatever.
Yes, whatever. But to clear it, yes, fucking reading plays or trying to steal plays is a part of the game.
Yes.
On the sideline
Yep.
at the game during that game.
Yep. But if
sending a employee
Mm-hmm.
to another game that you're not a part of in their colors on their sideline, that is cheating 100%.
and helping other teams.
Yes.
For your own benefit.
And the video that we keep getting comments on, people being like, "That's not proof of it." It's a play from a play from a game when they're playing Ohio State, and the formation gets
Run
in
right.
line from Ohio State.
Run right.
And everyone on the whole football team, offense, defensive players, special teams, doesn't matter. Kickers on the team are on the Michigan sideline yelling what the play is.
Run right.
Thank you.
Run
There's
right.
no way that a whole team is on the same page in that in the first quarter of a football game.
Yep.
I'm sorry, but that's all I'm gonna say about it. I've been holding that comment back for about 19 or 20 dudes that keep Michigan fans that keep commenting on that video. I've been holding that in. Your team is not a bunch of geniuses. They're not. But I think they're about to catch a whooping
Why else would you? I just don't understand why
From
you'd be
Alabama.
giving other teams intel.
because they hate each
Except
other.
for your own
they
benefit.
hate each other. They hate each other.
Except for your own benefit.
Yeah, Nate Saban. I think Saban's going to unleash something that the whole football and we could be wrong.
Milrose.
I doubt it.
Milrose a different
I
player.
doubt it.
Milrose's a different quarterback than you saw at the beginning of the season. We talked about that.
I think we're gonna
here.
get. I think we're gonna Michigan. Alabama Texas rematch.
And I think that's gonna be a good game.
Sarkisian versus Saban and the Natty.
So I think we'll have a good. We all
We'll have
Alabama.
a little party for it.
Yep. But
We'll have a little off the couch party.
Also,
we could do. We might try to do.
Well, it's on a
live.
Monday. You're working.
yeah. Also,
Speaking of that, how
Penn State's
stupid is
going
that?
down. I'm just saying.
Who?
Penn State's going down.
To the Ole Miss Rebels.
To the Ole Miss. Ole Miss is beating Penn State.
I just want to say this
Okay.
real quick.
We'll see.
I just want to say this real quick to NCAA. How stupid is it that their biggest game of the year is on a Monday?
Yeah, come on,
It's
guys.
the same thing as the Super Bowl. They always
Come on,
do
guys.
the
It's
Super
on
Bowl.
Also-
Sunday.
I work Sunday.
Also, hey, is Manny Diaz got a job yet?
Yes,
the
Duke.
Lord's Day.
Damn, you're lucky.
Duke.
Because that motherfucker, when he was the defense coordinator at Mississippi State, had Ole Miss's number when he was there, dude. Now it was a different coach. Actually, that was one of y'all's best coaches, arguably. That was there when he did all that. But whatever. Ole Miss Rebels over Penn State. I'll side with you. I'll root for Mississippi because my team be sitting their asses at home recruiting. And
Also, Ole Miss basketball is 11-0. About to be 12-0 after tomorrow.
Okay.
Because they play Southern Miss.
Chris Beard, LSU should have listened. Should have probably kept him. Probably
Texas.
Texas. I'm sorry.
Texas.
Could probably still be coaching at Texas to win a lot of basketball games. whatever.
Especially since
that's
it was all,
what happens
Especially
when-
since it was all a lie.
Shout out just Mississippi
Hey,
basketball this year.
domestic abuse is not a funny matter. All
Well,
right?
dude, it just turned out to be a lie.
Yeah, it's just apparently
Chris
not
Beard
true.
not
I
got
know.
away with that,
I
so
know.
or got away with
Either
it.
not true or he got away with it.
And shout out Chris James at Mississippi State, also doing a hell of a good job. Memphis, our whole little area down here, Memphis, Ole Miss, and State, all playing some good fucking basketball right now. It's pretty nice. Shout out Penny. Shout out Penny.
Shout out Penny.
Oh, I also
He's a
want,
good golfer.
while we're talking about college football though, Chip Kelly was in an interview recently talking about what they should do with the conferences, and I think, dude, he fixed it.
Well, Notre Dame's independent in football, and they're in a conference and everything else. I think we should all be independent in football. And you can have a 64-team conference that's in the Power Five, and you can have a 64-team conference in the Group of Five. And we separate it, and we play each other. You can have the West Coast teams, and then every year we play 7 games against the West Coast teams, and then we play the East. So we play Syracuse, Boston College, Pitt, West Virginia, Virginia. Then the next year you play against the South while you still play your 7 teams. You can play a 7-game schedule. You can play 4 against another another division opponent, and you can always play against one Mountain West team every year, so that we can still keep those rivalries going.
Kelly for president.
Kelly for everything, dude. This man's a fucking genius. He literally just solved like 5 of the most major issues in college football right now.
Yes, he did.
Conference problems, rankings.
That's true, dude. That's true.
The
Say you're
NIL
a powerhouse
deals.
school. Say you're a powerhouse
TV
school.
deals.
Yeah. Say you're a powerhouse school in football, but all your other aspects in athletics is not.
Yep.
Like it ruins your whole
Yeah.
recruiting and everything.
It's kind of like when Memphis used to have to be or was in Conference USA.
Yeah.
Like their basketball team and their football team could kind of compete all right. Basketball did fine. Football did okay, but all their other teams were like were
terrible.
getting smashed because of it. It's like if college football has all these problems that are singular in itself, separate it. Let's and at the same time, Chip Kelly's saying, it solves all these issues. We solve TV deal problems. We solve NIL problems. We solve playoff problems. We solve ranking issues. We solve all that because we're all agreeing that, look, this 64 teams are a level. These 64 teams are a level. Now now we can go ahead and stop having these questions about being like, well, they lost to an ACC team this year, but they beat a Big Ten team this year.
The biggest sell on that whole thing for other teams to jump on that bandwagon would be ranking issues.
Yeah.
Over anything.
Yeah, because there's no more question about, well, their loss came from an SEC team and their loss came from an ACC team and their loss came from a Big Ten team. Which one of these losses weighs more? Well, we just say screw that now. We say, well, all these teams that are in this 64, this is the same group. So losses and wins are now fair.
I still think there's a couple things I disagree with on it though, because like I think that you shouldn't have a regional. If
No,
you're gonna
if you do
shouldn't
this, you have no regionals.
well, he was saying that you should play like the East teams one year, South teams one year. I think it should definitely be mixed up in that.
I think it should be completely
It
mixed
should
if you
be
do
all
it.
equal. Everything should be equal. But I do think that there should be a higher bracket. I do believe you should be able to work your way into some sort of like top. And I'm not just talking about rankings. I'm talking about there should be a conference at the top that would be like if you finish the year in the top 10 or
do
top
like
5,
soccer leagues.
If you did it like a top 10, top 5 at the end of the year, you won the natty, whatever. You're in this conference. It's
Right,
like 10
you get to
teams,
stay
and
there.
y'all have to play so many teams in that top
Yep.
10 that
Yeah.
year.
Have like a Premier League.
Yeah,
Like
that
be in
way
soccer,
that way
have a
the same
Premier League.
teams aren't in it every year because if somehow you get lucky and 2 years in a row you're getting just coincidentally ass teams,
Right.
You should have to the next year you should have to throw in there say 2 of those teams or 3 of those teams in that top 10 bracket to play,
Right.
just to prove
Right.
How much are y'all ready for the 12 team
that you're actually
playoff?
worth. The
I think the
shit.
12-team playoff it's going to fix a lot of things, but it fixes a lot of things in the same way that would fix it.
Because
That
that's gonna
it just
that's gonna
opens
benefit
the game up
that's
for
gonna
everyone.
benefit Ole Miss a shit ton. Because how many times
Yes.
have you been left? How many times has Ole Miss been left out of top 10
Right.
in the past like couple years?
I just think you got to open the game up more. You have to open this thing up if we're going to make the playoffs bigger. Then everybody else has to have a bigger chance of getting in there. Because right now there's teams that are in these Power Fives that just don't have the chance for it because they are not going to have the resume for it. Florida State just showed that. Florida State just showed that they're in a Power Five, but their Power Five is not just as strong as this other Power Five. So their wins don't really equal as much as this one. It's because we have this fake ranking system of these Power Fives too. You can say all the Power Fives are the same right now, but we all know in everybody's head right now it's SEC, Big 10, ACC,
100%.
Big 12,
Well, Big 12.
and then Pac-12. But
That
Pac-
number one
yeah.
was
That would be three.
That number
Yes.
one you said was on top.
right.
They're-
Those three though.
Those three.
are
100%.
the 100%. And that's
100%.
a fake ranking that we've all put in our heads that, like, if we're going to open this thing up for everybody in college football to have a chance to make a playoff and win a championship, you have to take those away. It has to be independent. It needs to open up. And I'm with Chip Kelly on this bus. And I ain't been with Chip Kelly on many things.
ACC is definitely the bottom now.
Yeah.
They're definitely
ACC,
bottom.
because I'd put Pac-12
Especially
above.
with Texas and Oklahoma coming into SEC now. 70% of the top 15 is going to be SEC.
But the Pac-12's gone now.
Pac-12's gone.
Yeah, Pac-12's gone.
But as long as Clemson and Miami suck like they do right now, and they're going to suck for the next couple of years, and Syracuse, ACC's just trash.
No, it's just
Trash.
Florida
You
State.
can't.
North
You
Carolina.
have
Well,
one team representing
Florida
you.
State.
Florida State's great, but North Carolina, Duke don't have the prestige to keep it going. But Syracuse and Clemson do. Syracuse has almost been forgotten, dude. The Big Orange used to be like a powerhouse in football, and they're
definitely
nobody.
forgotten after last night.
They got creamed.
Yeah.
Creamed.
I
dude.
forgot them.
So, guys, that's another episode of Sports Talk on the Hottest Take. We had a good time.
It's
that
off the
was
couch,
a good
brother.
one. No, this is the Hottest Take.
Off the couch. Hottest take off the
The
couch.
Hottest Take off the couch.
Studio.
This
Studios.
Hottest Take from the off the couch studio.
There it is.
Damn, 40 episodes in, and we just got
We
that.
just established
we just
that.
got that.
There
So, and it can only get better. It literally can only get better. If we're doing this at episode 40,
This couch,
Jesus, dude.
this couch can only get hotter.
yeah,
dude.
dude, for real. I mean, eventually,
This is the casting couch.
dude.
Whoa.
We get some babes in here. Dude, I got to turn off the
Pause.
misses here. We'll see y'all next time. We love you. Subscribe, whatever you want to do. Share it with your friends.
Love you.
Bye, guys.